Don't we lose the hide function of the beacons if there's only markers? Yes, that is something that we've thought about. There's a few reasons why we will miss beacons. One is the height thing. One is the like immersive part of it, or like the fact that you're like physically interacting with stuff in the world, and making it like, you know, it's like an experience thing, right? Where you're placing it and like you get to interact with it and stuff like that. And there's some people also use markers not as markers, like they use them as like notes almost, to like jot down like little messages or like secret stuff. In that case, you know, you can still use signs for that stuff, and we feel like we've seen people move over more towards sign. I think some people just don't want to change. For the immersion part, I think it's just like we always ask ourselves, like, does it add anything to the game in terms of like what it's useful for? Like the beacon is like placing down the space elevator and like interacting with that and seeing it and like envelop and all that stuff. That is like an experience thing that weighs a lot in the game. Placing down like a beacon and seeing it in the world doesn't have the same weight to, you know, in the game. It's like, it's one of those things where like it's among many things, it adds to that, right? But it's not like a huge part of the game hinges on this like one interactable, right? And maybe the fact that we're removing like a couple of them goes more towards like that aspect of it being gone in the game. But we also feel that the complex, like the what's the word here? Like the fact that it's so clunky outweighs that experience in a sense. Because there's been a lot of frustration from players with the markers and the way they work. And the only way that we felt that was like to move away from that was to implement the marker system that we had. And when we were doing that, we just felt like, what is the point of the marker in the world if we're gonna have this system? They don't really like coexist very well. So that's one thing. But as for the height thing, we don't have a solution for that just yet. It's one thing that we thought about doing is integrating the alt right clicking thing, so you can create a marker that way as well. Because then you can actually be on like a floor and the point of the ground and be like, okay, this is where I want to place it. So that's something that we're still discussing a little bit. But yeah, just so you guys know, we are aware of that, and that is something that people want. Yeah, we'll see how it goes, like during update 6, during experimental. Horse is dead. Yeah, exactly. Save the beacons. Hashtag.